Hi everyone, welcome to Panthera's Paranormal Odyssey. This channel is for people who love all things paranormal. I will talk about topics such as hauntings, urban legends, cryptids, stories, and a whole lot more. There will be my own personal experiences along with viewer-featured selections. If you have a topic you'd like to recommend, please email me. My address is below and I'd love to hear from you all. So let's start today's Odyssey. This Odyssey will be about the historical, true vampires. The vampire has a long history, cropping up from various forms over the course of millennia in many cultures across the world, from the Philippine Mananagal to the Ukrainian Upur. Bloodthirsty, self-possessed vampires arose in British and German traditions in the 18th century and 19th centuries. Contrary to all popular belief, they weren't all brooding white dudes of the straight and faintly aristocratic variety. Many of the first Gothic vampires were women. This story centers on the mysterious Carmilla, Countess of Karnstein. Allow me to introduce you to Carmilla, the she-vampire. Carmilla, in the rapture of my enormous humiliation, I live in your warm life, and you shall die, sweetly die, into mine. I cannot help it as I draw near to you. You, in your turn, will draw near to others and learn the rapture of that cruelty which is yet love. Carmilla is perhaps the most famous female vampire. She has become something of a female-loving icon, particularly in modern reworkings like the Carmilla web series. The original story, written in 1872, is a first-person account. It has more of a muddled and evasive depiction of the attraction between woman and she-vampire. This story centers on Laura and the mysterious Carmilla, Countess of Karnstein. One day, Carmilla arrives on Laura, a young, beautiful English woman, and her father's doorstep. She simply stated she had a carriage accident. Laura thought that this was a curious incident that brought Carmilla, a stranger, into her home. At first, she was afraid of the newcomer, who looked exactly like a specter she had seen in a nightmare when she was a child. Strange things started occurring, some disturbing dreams featuring giant cats and Carmilla in a blood-stained nightgown. It's all very sapphic, and there's an air of tragedy and real longing. But these scared feelings of Laura's quickly subside and are replaced by an ardent relationship that blossoms with intensity. In the meantime, panic arises as maidens from nearby towns are afflicted by a mysterious illness that causes their deaths. Eventually, Laura herself becomes ill and has reoccurring nightmares of the giant cats that attack her during the night. At a twist of fate, a general who has lost his niece to the illness comes to visit Laura's father. He is now aware of the reality of vampires and is on the hunt for Milk Arca, which is known as Carmilla. When the two unexpectedly come face to face, a fight ensues and Carmilla, now exposed, flees. After the incident, Laura is taken back and guarded by several people. Meanwhile, her father, the general, and a vampire hunter find Carmilla's hidden tomb. They drive a stake into her heart. They decapitate her. They burn her remains. Laura recovers her health, but never fully, and continues to be haunted by the memory of Carmilla the rest of her short life. Carmilla, you are mine, you shall be mine. You and I are one forever. To finish, hopefully this little journey through Carmilla's history with Laura has pulled out some threads that mix of sympathy and voyeurism, the depiction of authentic longing, the representation of the sapphic female as monstrous yet tragic. These are all facets linked to the history of the she-vamp. The sapphic vampire represents the female sexuality as a victory of the flesh that condemns not only the vampire's victim, but the vampire themselves. Carmilla talks about the rapture of that cruelty, which is yet love. It is the most tragic love of all. I hope everyone listening has enjoyed this short but sweet segment of Panthera's Paranormal Odyssey. Please stay tuned for part 2 of the true historical vampires, the he-vampire. If you have a recommendation for a topic, please email me. I'd love to hear from you all. I will be uploading 3 segments weekly. If you like today's selection, hit the like button below and subscribe to my channel. It's free and it really helps out. And remember, if you don't want to get bit, wear a turtleneck.